is our third day here. We have had breakfast and the kids have been out swimming with my wife as I've been getting some work done, and I'm about to go join them, see how things are going, probably grab some lunch from Tide Me Over. But before I do so, I want to show you one of my favorite things about this marsh behind me. All right, so there's the pier, and there is a high tide and a low tide every single day. And so right now we're experiencing the low tide. So when you have a view of this area, it's really great because in the evenings and in the mornings, the water's all the way up here. I mean, right close here to this area by these trees, as you can see. And you can have fish and birds and other wildlife getting real up close to you. But then during the day, they recede, as you can see. And here's what I like to look at. Check this out. So there are these boats that are here throughout the day. This has happened every single time. Look, that one, it's beyond a tree. Let me see. So it looks like it's deep enough to still navigate through this area right here. Now those look like different types of boats, and there's lots of tours around here. Some that you can coordinate with the resort here and meet up and go out on one of these tours. I've not done that yet. And see, look, there's another boat over here. Check that out. So over there, obviously it's still deeper during this time of the day, right? But these ones, a little slower here. These ones stay in this area. And so that means that during the day, when the tide is low, they just sort of end up like this, which I think is so cool. On the banks, wherever we're at, they're sort of just parked there, waiting till the end of the day. And then when the tide gets higher in the evening, which is such an awesome thing to watch, then they're floating again and able to move around and look perfectly natural on the water. But I just think it's so interesting to see how this seems to be fine for the boats, and I guess the people who own them. There's this process of floating, then being sort of on land for during the day, and then back to floating at the end of the day. So I will show you all that later on tonight. All right, so I'm heading to get some lunch from Tide Me Over. Got my trusty refillable mug. I wanted to ask, how many of these do you have? Let me know in the comments, because I have a lot. I have too many. Yet I feel like it is saving us money when we're here on these longer trips to keep refilling it, but there's just so many, and I wish they worked on more trips than just a few days each time. Okay, so I'm at Tide Me Over waiting for my meal. It is taking a long time this time. Sometimes that happens, usually in the summer months. So it's making me miss the winter months. Okay, as I was recording, I literally secured the bag. What I want to say is that I feel like there's a less Hilton Head Island Resort specific merch this round. I'll show you some of the merch. I've been in the store a few times, but I've had my kids. But usually they have things like this and a couple of other pieces of art. And so I was looking forward to maybe the newer art pieces that are featured in the room. And if you haven't seen the new room tour, I can link that in the description for you to see. But the brand new refurb rooms have a lot of cool Disney art that has characters sort of around images and paintings here around the resort, around Hilton Head Island. And I don't see any of those or any new things. Of the merch I have seen, it seems really like Disney Vacation Club specific. Like it just says Disney Vacation Club member, but there's not a lot that also says Hilton Head Island or anything unique to the resort. So I think that's kind of interesting. They have refreshed before in the middle of our trip, so hopefully they'll do that. I'll let you know. Okay, so we're on our way to the Live Oak Lodge here, which is Bobby, if you'll recall, to find, to meet some characters. Pluto is always here. Chip and Dale have been here since around last year, but during our past few visits, we have not been able to line up being able to see them. So we are here in Big Murgie's Den. That's how I pronounce it. I haven't heard anyone else say it before. Maybe I'll ask a cast member. But it is this little area right off of the lobby. And this is one of the areas where the characters meet. We've met Pluto here several times. Sometimes he'll be by the pool as well. Like I said, this is at the Live Oak Lodge. So if you see that on your activity calendar, you want to come here. This is also where the fireplace is at when we come in the winter time, where the fireplace can be on. We want to get some coffee and some cookies and whatnot. I will say lots of changes here. Yes, baby. Lots of changes to this room. There used to be a pool table and it's gone. There used to be more seating areas. Now they've been replaced with tables. And I will provide updates during my tour. I have to go. So we were here in the Broad Creek Mercantile, just shopping around after dinner. We had dinner actually in our room. Um, and now we're just exploring the resort and whatnot. And my kids want to get some Mickey stuffed animals, so we're doing that. But one thing I always like about this resort is that they always have a few Olumel offerings. If you don't know about Olumel, he is one of Duffy's friends. He is a turtle, long story. I touched all on it in a blog a while back, but I can explain more later if you'd like. But anyway, um, because I guess it's a resort with a beach theme, Oluma, who is not everywhere. He's supposed to say Aolanu. They're not from parts. They're all parts. Remember earlier how I was talking about the high tide and how the water would eventually in the evening reach all the way this close to the units here? Check it out. And it even goes further all the way up close to the Live Oak Lodge, which is right there in that direction. But yeah, not only do you get to see the water up close, you get to see the birds. And in this area in particular, these little fish are constantly jumping out of the water in groups. So it's really awesome and relaxing to sort of hear. Oh, I think I just caught it right there. Oh, that's great. But yeah, we get to watch that. And remember, I also mentioned the boats here. Now look at them. They're all right side up, floating in the water. I don't know if people are in them. That might be a silly question. But yeah, now they're floating on the water, and tomorrow morning the water will have receded again and they will be back to being on land for the time being. Pretty cool process to sort of watch. That happens every day here at the resort. There's the pier. Not too populated right now. Excited to sit on the patio and watch the sunset. This bird sat on this branch every night of our trip. He became my friend. Our kids named him Nantu, and that is all for this video. Thanks for watching.